Yeah, certainly here. So kind of, we're gonna get in Dash and Terminal. It's a map that's very unique in its own self, very reminiscent of the Wings of Liberty scrap station.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but doesn't have its own island base here. So spotting in the 12 o'clock position. Yeah, I can do time. It is a blue Terran player from Carnage Esports. It is Haspe.
And his opponent at the 3 o'clock position, playing Zerg in the red, we have Acer Bly. So, what are your predictions of what we're going to see? Because you asked me, but I'm kind of interested to see what your opinion is on the matchup and what we're going to kind of see out of these players. Like, have you seen them play before?
Yeah, Bly is actually the finalist of season 2 of the RSL, so he definitely is one of the more dominant figures in the RSL this season, just simply because he has served as the finalist, and he's had some of that experience being playing at the pro level. He's played against some of the Koreans in some of the bigger tournaments in the past as well, so he just has more experience with that like main stage and the tournament formats and such. So Bly definitely very comfortable in itself. So Haspe is the newcomer of this series. So Haspe from Carnage Esports, he was one of those players that attempted to qualify in the qualifiers and just like would get to the last series to decide who got to qualify for the RSL and then would just get defeated narrowly. But we actually extended an offer to him to join in the RSL because there's a player that was unable to compete, and so Haspe ended up taking his spot. So we're really excited to see some games out of him. He's a European Terran and very a very formidable one from kind of the results that we've been seeing through the qualifier brackets. So I'm excited to see what kind of style he has, considering I've never seen him play.
Yeah, no, that's certainly something to be taken into account. Something I'd actually like to point out here. You did say Haspe is kind of like the newcomer here, so I'm interested to see how that's going to kind of affect his play. If he's going to be a little bit more cautious, knowing that Bly is a accomplished, if you want to use the word that way, as far as the RSL is concerned. And I wonder how that's going to actually affect his play and affect his decision making throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bly, you can see that he opened up with Pool first, so he's not. Maybe he's had experience playing against Haspe, considering they both play at the European server. But you can see that he's very careful. He's opening up with the Pool first, which is really rare for Zerg players to do that, unless they're usually more often seen in the Zerg versus Zerg or the Zerg versus Protoss matchups. But against Terran, Bly, I think he has something in his mind, but he also wants to be a little bit safe just in case a 2-Rax just comes out of nowhere to open this up. So Bly just taking every precaution he can to stay safe.
Yeah, and actually, because of that pull force, he's going to have his lings out a lot sooner, which means he's going to have more scouting information to know what his opponent's doing. He might be able to kind of delay this natural expansion, too. So I think it's a pretty decent idea to kind of go for that earlier pull here.
Definitely, definitely. And we're seeing the Marines are going to try to run away here, but ooh, even letting the Lings in. So that is never a good thing as a Terran player, letting your Lings in. But a bunch of SCVs come out, and these Lings are going to try to get some SCV kills and deny that expansion going up. But there's enough SCVs and a Marine here to be able to push that away.
Yeah, indeed. And he is actually going to go into quick roaches here, which is quite interesting. What do you think he's going to do with this? Do you think it's going to be a roach bust? Is this a defensive roach warren for third base, or?
I think he's going to go for a timing here. He's sitting. Yeah, it's a very quick command center. We don't even see like a factory behind it or anything. We just, oh, excuse me, the factory just went down and such. So, but I think Bly sees that there's a timing here, so he's going to go ahead and try that with the roaches.
Well, and he has pretty decent timing here. Not a lot of units coming out here from our Terran player, mostly being Marines. There's a couple Hellions coming out now, but as soon as those roaches hit the field, those Hellions aren't really going to be able to do too much.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with that. So we do see the Lings are poking in a little bit more, trying to delay the command center as much as possible, and they're going to be able to delay a couple more seconds. But these roaches, they're popping out, so they're going to go across the map.
Well, yeah, especially in a game like StarCraft, seconds do matter, and if he can force down that expansion or stop it from building for even a couple of seconds, that gives him more timing for this roach push that's going to be following it up.
Yeah, definitely. And we see that he has actually no knowledge of this roaches. So these roaches are going to be able to take him by surprise. But there's actually a good amount of Marines out here and 2 Hellions. So with a little bit of a micro, and he might be able to, I want to say defend it cleanly, but you know, just enough to not really put him super far behind. But it's going to take a lot of precision for this.
And here we go. Looks like the roaches are going to be heading straight on into that natural expansion. They're going to be actually a little bit mismicroed, forcing into the fight, and actually going to take a lot of free damage because of that. But I think that our Terran player is going to hold here, but he's going to lose quite a bit more units than I think he was initially expecting.
Yeah, we're going to see that another Marine's going to come in to join these Hellions, and Hellions really should try to optimize the shots to get that splash damage, but we do see another Marine's going to be taken out, and we're going to see some of this micro to microwave some of the hurt Hellions here, but not being able to get some of that micro done. But some Lings follow-up is going to come, and Haspe's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to just call into GG at this point, and Acer takes it with an early push.
Yeah, there's just a lot of units there for him to have to deal with that I don't think that it would have been advantageous for him to stay too far into that game.
Yeah, most definitely here. So we do see that Acer takes that first win very convincingly, very easily. He saw that timing, and he just knew what he could do. And maybe he was planning this all along, and then was just like, hey, this is actually perfect for me. He's going to the command center. So, which I wouldn't doubt is a very popular move by Terran players, that to go ahead and get that